It's your boy Football Talk. And today your boy will be reacting to another Eric Rayweather video. And this one is called 5 Big Changes for College Football 26. Now, I'm super excited for College Football 26. I mean, the excitement for College Football 25 for me was just through the roof. I just can't believe we already talking about 26 right now. Like 25 is like, it's like, yeah, all right. But let's just sit back and like appreciate how big of a moment college football 25 was, is, whatever you want to call it. Like that was amazing right there to even get the game. Cause it had been over a decade since we had got a game. So now we're on to 26. Let's see what the 5 big changes are by your boy Eric Rayweather. Shout out to him once again for these videos. And let's get into it.
Let's talk about 5 big fixes for EA Sports College
Excuse me,
Football
fixes.
26. Now, of course, we're still playing College Football 25. We're about halfway through the year. The college football season is officially over. So now we're kind of moving towards College Football 26. We know EA is working on it. We've heard some rumors, we've heard some leaks, but we don't have too much concrete info on the game just yet, and we probably won't for the next couple of months. But while College Football 25 is a huge success and many people are still playing it, including myself, there are a number of issues with the game, just like pretty much any video game out there. And since this is a yearly game, not only are they going to be looking to add new things to the game or maybe bring back stuff from the series of past, but they're also going to be looking to fix some of the issues that still remain with 25. Now, of course, they fixed some of the issues, but some still remain. So I'm going to talk about 5 big ones that I think they're going to be addressing in College Football 26. And hey, if you're new to the channel and you never want to miss out on any of these important uploads, because we're going to be getting tons of news and leaks about this game soon, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon on so you don't miss any videos when they go live. You know, more than half of you that watch the videos aren't subscribed, so you could be missing out on some really important videos. The first thing I want to talk about is something gameplay related, and that is defense. I think if you asked most people, defense is by far the thing about the gameplay that
Yeah,
makes the
that
most
yeah,
fun.
that's been the
Offense is pretty
biggest thing that
fun.
people have
Yeah, some
complained
things
about.
are unrealistic at times. It definitely leans a little bit more to an arcade game, which I think makes it fun. But defense as a whole,
Yeah,
I
that
think is one
that
area
makes it
that
fun
needs
to
work,
me.
and that's typically the case for a lot of EA Sports games, or football games at least, like Madden. Now, the problem with the defense in the game is not that you can't get stops ever, or that there's not ways to create pressure. Good players can definitely get stops, but I think just overall, we'd like to see a little bit more balance with the defense, because it's not just the top players that play the game, it's everybody down to the beginners. And I think with defense in this game, there is a lot to be desired when you talk about pursuit.
1 minute. So when he talked about a lot of people would like to see it more balanced. The only thing I have about that is in college football it's not balanced. Like the defense, they're a lot sometimes they do some stupid stuff, or they are supposed to be playing this defense, and one side is playing that defense, the other side is looking around like, yo, hey, what am I supposed to do? We see it almost every Saturday, whether it's the big schools, the small school, like you do see that. So I wouldn't say more balance. I say more of a chance. You know what I mean? I think more of a chance would be a better way to say it, because balance is never going to be balanced, especially in college football, especially this day and age. It's all about offense. Yeah, defense. Yeah, defense is, hey, it gets you there, but for the most part, it's about offense. Let's just keep it a buck with you. Let's be for real. Come on now.
The pursuit angles are not very good in this game. Broken tackles, while they were really bad at the beginning of the year, they toned them down quite a bit. But we do know in college, you see a lot of bad pursuit on Saturdays. You see a lot of missed tackles. So
Yes,
I'm not really that
it make
upset
you
with it, but I
question
think
yourself.
just from a video game standpoint, the pursuit can definitely be better. The amount of dropped interceptions, I think, could be better. Now, depending on
Yeah,
who you
drop
ask, they might say
interception
that
one.
there
I
are
do
too many
agree. I
interceptions.
I, I
But I
feel
mean, I
like
play a
those
lot
are
of the game and I
are
watch a lot of the game.
way
There's a
too
lot of
much in
picks
my
that get
opinion.
dropped. And I think it's more so just when the elite players are dropping these picks, it just kind of seems a little ridiculous at times. And also just the responsiveness in the secondary, especially in zone defense. Now, we've seen them tweak this throughout the years, but we'd like to see them be just a little bit more responsive. There's times where they just kind of drift too far back, kind of just cover ground instead of noticing a threat that's in their vicinity. So we've seen this with Madden in the past. They should be tweaking this to some degree in College Football 26. Number 2, the Road to the College Football Playoff mode. Now, I really love this mode. I haven't played it in some time, but it was my favorite mode to play for the first few months of the game. And
I
while
haven't
this isn't
seen
really
really a lot of
technically a
people play
fix,
this
because I
either,
think this was done intentionally,
which is
there are some
surprising.
changes that I think they will make with this mode, or they definitely should, because there's been a lot of feedback around this mode. And it's two things primarily: the ability to choose whatever playbook you want in the mode, and the ability to change your uniforms. Now, the uniform thing seems crazy, because in any other mode that EA has, you can kind of choose your uniforms. In Madden, you can play with throwback uniforms or whatever. For some reason in this mode, I don't know if it was just an oversight, but they never addressed it. You couldn't change your uniforms. And in college, there's so many great uniforms that they put into the game in
Yeah,
every update. I mean, some
that is
teams have
true.
10 plus
That's interesting
uniforms,
that they
but you
never
can
allow
only
you
use
to
the home and
change
away.
it.
So
Change
that's
it.
something they should definitely address that makes the mode more fun.
Hmm.
But definitely, they need to add the
It
ability to
it probably
where
was
you
like
can
an
play with any
oversight.
playbook. Now, I know this is something they did on purpose. They wanted you to have to use the team's playbook, and it made it kind of
Yeah,
unique
and I
and
like
fun for a
that.
little bit. But as
Especially
the
with
year
this
goes on,
format, I
people just
like
want to
that.
play with the playbooks that they feel more comfortable with. Even if you are an option style player, you want to play in the flex bone, but Alabama's your favorite team. Yeah, it might look weird, but it's a video game, so let people have.
I understand it's a video game and let people have it, but if you're going for realism, alright, changing the uniforms, I agree with. I think that yeah, I'm a little surprised they didn't have that in there, but it probably was an oversight on their part. But the changing of I've never been a fan of changing of the plays, like having different playbooks, because I always felt like if you a true good player or you're truly like that good, you should be able to play with any playbook. It should not be a playbook that you like, you know what? I already know. Hey, this the cheese playbook right here. This the playbook I already know I'm gonna get about seven touchdowns. Like, no. Like, because then just like Eric mentioned, this is a video game, but then it just takes out the fun. Because you know exactly what you're gonna do every single time. That's not fun. For me personally, that's not fun. Play with a different playbook. Play with a different team. Play with a team that your least likely team that you will play with. Like mix it up a little bit, you know? Because if you don't, it's just gonna be stale, and then you gonna make comments on Twitter talking about how college football 25 is the worst thing ever, and EA sucks.
And really quickly, I want to let you know about today's video sponsor, Underdog. Did you know that you can win up to 1,000 times your money by just simply picking higher or lower on player stats? But the best part about Underdog is if you're a new
Dog,
user,
the
they're going to give you
underdog.
free
I'll keep
plays
this in
and free
here
money
for
right out the
Eric.
gate to help you win. So, for example, if you want to play for the playoff games tomorrow in the NFL, they're going to give you Patrick Mahomes to get a single yard. And that means all you have to do is
Man,
pass for
oh
1 yard,
man, we
and
got
that's
the
it. You win.
playoffs
And during the
tomorrow. I'm
NBA
ready,
season, they give you
baby.
free plays every week as well, like Victor Wembanyama to get a single point. And no matter when you sign up, there's going to always be a free play just like this that you can
Oh, we
take
got
advantage
basketball in
of.
it
And
too?
if you use my
Okay.
promo code RAY, RAY, they'll also give you up to $1,000
Oh,
in
we got
bonus
all
cash on your
different
first
sports.
deposit, and you just can't beat that. Number 3, Dynasty scheduling. Now, we saw a number of issues with Dynasty when the game released in the first couple of months. They did fix most of them, but I think scheduling is still the one thing that has been kind of wonky throughout the year. A lot of times, especially when you're changing conferences or you're doing team builder teams or just, you're trying to switch it up and be more creative. A lot of times the
That's
scheduling
right.
can get out of whack
I
where
think I
you can't
remember
really do
seeing a
the
video
schedule in the
about
way
like
that you
them
want to. And when
trying
the
to
game
address
was
that.
coming out last summer, that was one of the big things they talked about in Dynasty was custom conferences, being able to have the schedules the way you
Which
want
is
outside of some of the
so
protected
cool.
games. But even when it comes to protected rivalries and things like that, sometimes those get messed up within Dynasty as well when you change conferences or when you do some other things. So there's definitely some things that they need to iron out there. I think this is something they're definitely going to be looking to address for 26 since they didn't really fully address it in 25. I know there's some workarounds for certain things and they may have fixed some of the issues with it, but it still is something that isn't working, I guess, completely as intended. So with that being such a big part of Dynasty and the customization of it, this is something they definitely need to nail down for 26, and I believe they will be doing that. Number 4 is Team Builder. Now, I think Team Builder overall was pretty good in its first year. We had a decent amount of customization with it, but what I want them to do going into 26 is build on this more, but also fix some of the issues with it. For example, there's been many times throughout the year where people just could not access the site. Now, I've never personally run into this problem, thankfully, when I wanted to use it, but a lot of people did run into
Oh,
this
they couldn't
problem. Even other
access the site.
YouTubers
I
have
mean, but that would
expressed
make
their
sense though,
frustrations
because
with
you might
sometimes
have a lot
not
of
being
people
able
up there.
to load into the site or the site not saving some of the stuff they put in. And I guess when you're running a system like this, like you're going to run into these kind of complications at times, but they definitely need
100%.
to fix the bugs within the site itself. But also, just a more recent example, the update that happened a couple days ago caused an issue to Team Builder where a lot of people can't use their Team Builder teams and play now and in Dynasty. Now, I believe they'll
Oh,
probably fix that before 26 comes out because that was just some
yeah, they probably
unintended bugs.
push out
But
like
I
a little
think Team
bug
Builder
update.
overall, while they need to add more to it, things like a stadium creator or maybe some generic stadiums, more uniform
I could
options, and
see
just
them
other
probably
things that you
doing
can
generic
tinker with. They need to
stadiums.
also iron out the bugs specifically with the website and just some other issues that people have run into because it's such a big part of this game and such a big part of Dynasty mode. They need to fix the issues within it so that it can run smoother and more people can enjoy it. Number 5,
With
I'm
the
just going to
site
say
thing, I don't
Road
think
to
that server is
Glory as a
gonna be
whole, as a
100%
mode.
resolved
Obviously, there's things we want to see
because
added
there's
like
a
high
lot of
school and more
variables to
positions and
that
just a little bit more depth to the mode. But I'm just talking
on
about
your
in
end
general,
and
the
on their
mode just
end
kind
as
of seems
well.
like it needs to kind of just get fully looked over again and polished up more. There were a lot of issues with play calling this year. Depending on your position, the coach would like call plays where you wouldn't really get to touch the ball much. There were a lot of issues throughout the
Oh,
year with people getting benched a lot in their road to glory. Sometimes it could have been a stamina issue, or just other times they just weren't really being able to play, even when they earned coach trust. Even when they had played through the mode a bit and they had good ratings and they were a good player, there were just so many little issues with the mode that I think made it hard for a lot of people to enjoy it. Obviously, a lot of people do play this mode, but there are just a lot of hurdles in the mode that people
I did
constantly
not
have
know
to
that
get
they had
over
this
just to
many
get through it.
problems in
And
this
I think the
mode right
play
here.
calling and the subbing out of players is one of the bigger things. Now, I know
Now
like
the
in
play
certain
calling one,
situations
I
it makes
do
sense for the
remember
play
like
calling to
seeing a
not go
couple
your way or for
videos
you to get
on
subbed
people
out. But
complaining
with
about
it being
that.
a video game and this being a mode that is based solely around you, I think they need to just tweak it and tailor it a little bit more to where your player is more involved. Even early on when you're still earning that trust, you want your player to be more involved. Otherwise, the mode's just a little boring. You got to find that balance of having to earn your way to the top, having to earn the playing time and the coach trust, but also still being involved enough to where it doesn't just get boring and you stop playing it. But like I said, even when you get that coach trust, even when you build up your player, sometimes people still run into issues like this. So I just think the mode as a whole, while it definitely needs some upgrades and some more depth, it just needs to kind of just be repolished again, in my opinion, and it needs to be tweaked to where the experience is just a little bit more fun for the many people who play it. Now, if you want to know some of the rumors that we've already heard about College Football 26, make sure to check out this video.
So I agree with a lot of things that he said in this one. Um, I already gave my opinion on a lot of on a lot of the things, but the last one about giving like looking over the I was about to say the franchise mode. What is it called? In college, is it Heisman mode? Heisman? No, the career mode. I can't think of it right now off the top of my head, but I do remember like earlier on, like once, like when the game first came out, people complaining about like not being able to. I think it was not being able to change the play calls, or it was something like that. Um, and I feel like if you're going, I feel like they should do it like this. Like if you're going to a bigger school, you can't. You got 3 plays. That's it. You gotta do it. You gotta do what coaches says. But if you go into like a school that's lesser known, that pretty much nobody knows about, didn't even know it was a school, I think then you can get this, you can get what, like 5 plays for your first couple games, see how you do. Then you increase, and for the bigger schools, you increase from 3 to like 5, and then you just keep on going from there. I think that would be pretty cool for at least for the play call standpoint. But let me know, were there any other things you would like to are there any other things you would like to see in College Football 26? And what was the worst thing in College Football 25? Those are 2 things I would like to hear y'all comment on. Hear y'all. see y'all comment on, and I will respond back like I always do. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy this reaction. Love you guys and see you guys tomorrow.